Dana White and the TKO Group pushing to amend the Muhammad Ali Act by creating unified boxing organizations, which is structured similarly to the UFC's model. This would allow a single company like Zuffa Boxing to control rankings and championships, a practice currently outlawed by the Ali Act. Critics argue this is a power grab to monopolize boxing, reduce fighter compensation, and remove protections for athletes. Boxing reporter Sean Zittel asked Dana about it, and it got tense.
Dana, this fight, as you said earlier in the week, is said to be the third highest gate in combat sports history. The second biggest gate you've promoted alongside Mayweather-McGregor. The top 5 gates in combat sports history come in boxing, and they come in the last 10 years. So my question to you is, why then do you want to make sweeping changes to the Muhammad Ali Reform Act that is meant to protect fighters to bring about a business model that currently has your company already paid out $375 million in antitrust lawsuits and has 2 potential pending class action lawsuits on the way as well?
Well, this is obviously a long discussion. If you want to talk to me about that, set up an interview. This isn't about me and my business. It's about these 2 guys on Saturday night.
My follow-up, Dana. Earlier this week, the California State Athletic Commission had a hearing about TKO trying to bring those changes to the Ali Act, and it was postponed 3 months.
Listen, I said if you want to showboat right now, set up an interview with me if this is really what you want to talk about.
It's America, baby.
If you have questions for these 2, ask them and you can set up an interview with me.
Dana, my follow-up is, if TKO can't make those changes to the Ali Act, will you still invest in the sport of boxing? Will you compete in the market?
Listen, if you want to be an asshole, let's do it in private and we can do an interview.
Yes or no?
If you want to showboat, I get it. If you have questions for these 2 that are fighting on Saturday, that's a different story.
Fight.
This isn't a discussion to have at a press conference for these 2 that are going to fight on Saturday, 2 legends. If you want to set up an interview with me and ask me these questions, let's do it one-on-one. You can ask me anything you want.
All right, well, Terrence and Saul, have a good fight.
Yeah, do you have a question for these 2?
No.
No? Beat it.
This reporter asked legitimate questions, but this type of questioning is why Dana White hates the media. He doesn't want to get challenged and questioned in this manner. Reporters like this get exiled from getting UFC media credentials, which are given to people who are going to throw softball questions, influencers like the Nelk Boys. Dana's not going to set up an interview with this reporter. He'd rather do a skit with Nina Drama than answer questions challenging about amending the Ali Act. Dana and TKO, they're new to the boxing space. They haven't had time to weed out guys like this. Surely this guy will be barred from future press conferences. Another weird moment from the press conference was at the end. Turki El Sheikh at the end said, Dana's now going to make a big announcement, and then Dana just ignores him and ends the conference. They got to figure out, they got to get on the same page. It's some sort of an odd power struggle they're having both those guys up there at the conference.
There is big surprise from Dana White. He will announce it now.
Thanks for coming out tonight, everybody. We appreciate it. We're going to face these guys off for photo ops. We'll see you at the weigh-ins.
For the White House show in June, there's going to be under 5,000 people on the White House lawn and 85,000 people on the park attached to it.
We heard that the White House fight was solidified. Is there any information you can give us on that?
It is done. It was originally looking like July 4th, but now it's going to be in June. Under 5,000 people on the south lawn of the White House, and then right across the street is a park. We're going to do 85,000 people over there. We're going to put up big screens. We're going to have a stage. We're basically going to take over Washington, D.C. that week. We're going to do International Fight Week there. We're talking about having the expo and lots of other things. Don't care if there's only one fan there. He's the only fan there. I don't care what we do. I don't care if it snows that day. We're doing it outside, and we're doing that fight no matter what.
Jon Jones wants to be on that White House card, but Dana White doesn't want him on it. He says he can't trust him. I guess it's just because Jones accepted the Aspinall fight, but then backed out, and I think that just turned him off him completely.
Jones says he's not retired. He says he's in the drug testing pool. He says he wants to be on the card. Would you let him fight on that card if he's clean and he's motivated?
Well, every word of that is true, and I'm never worried about Jones not being clean for performance-enhancing drugs, and people go crazy over that. Shut up. I'm not worried about that. My thing about Jon Jones is, in the crunch time, bad things always happen leading up to fights and all this stuff. Can I count on Jon Jones? That's my thing. And everything you said is true.
Are you holding your breath until he steps into the cage every single time?
Every time.
You book him?
Every time. And I also back that up with I do believe he's the greatest of all time. And I also say, when you deal with the greats like him, whether it's him, Anderson Silva, the list goes on and on, it's almost like these guys are, they're artists of a sort. And anytime you deal with artists,
They're different, man.
happens.
They're different, right?
Nutty stuff happens. It's part of the business. It's part of but I like consistency. I like guys that when it's, who do you want to be in a foxhole with?
Right.
Those are my kind of guys.
You know who will stay and fight. You know who will run.
I know them all, from top to bottom, men and women.
Sean Strickland doesn't like Derek Moneyberg. He's a guy in the financial space, but also a guy occupying a spot in the MMA and jiu-jitsu space where he's interviewing fighters, hanging out with fighters, training with fighters. He got his black belt by somebody, but some people question it, thinking he just paid to get that belt. Strickland doesn't like him. They had a conversation off camera. Then Sean Strickland started replying to him on video. Moneyberg was upset, saying, "Why can't we have this conversation in private? Why you got to pull out your phone?" Strickland's counter to that was he doesn't want to be on camera. Moneyberg doesn't want to be on camera because everything he's saying is true. But yeah, it got tense.
Look who I ran into. This guy's real big, real jack. He says, why do I call him a scumbag on the internet? This is why I asked him. And again, you could say...
You got to do that for camera. You can't have a private conversation like an adult. You can only do things for the internet. You can't have a private
Because
conversation.
what I have to say is factual. And you guys...
It's not factual.
So you guys, let me tell you why I don't... Would I like to get free money from this guy? Yeah, sure. Would I pay me money for...
But Sean, when I just asked you, hey, have a conversation...
Well, you asked me why I called you a scumbag.
Then you need to have your camera. You can only talk on the internet.
But I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I called you a scumbag.
Only on the internet.
But I'll tell you why I called you a scumbag.
You're the one being the fucking scumbag right now.
No, I'll tell you why.
I'm saying it to your face.
I'll tell you why.
You're the one being the fucking scumbag right now.
I love my fans more than anything, you guys. And would I love to go take free money from this guy and peddle... Yeah, I would. Would I love to make free money from this guy? I would. I absolutely fucking would. I fucking would love to. But this man takes advantage of low-paid UFC fighters who are great men who are just trying to make their mortgage and live a life. And he takes advantage of these men and he uses their platform to peddle financial scams and he sues people. And what he does is so dishonest and so scummy that no, I will not. Just because you're nice and you shake my hand and you say you're my buddy, no. You are a fraud. You are dishonest. You fraud people. This is why you don't want to be on camera, because you know everything I say is true. You sued your people. I will never peddle his shit to you guys because I love you guys, man. Financial advice is easy. It's easy. Invest in solid mutual funds. Have a high yield account. You can buy individual stocks, but it's risky. I wouldn't recommend it unless you really pay attention. Real estate also risky. Your best real estate investment is going to be your first house when interest rates are better. But you are a scumbag and you're a fraudster. And the fact that you can't have this conversation on camera because you know everything I'm saying is true, and you won't use my platform or my name to peddle your shit to my followers. It ain't happening, dude. Go scam somebody else.
Moneyberg, of course, was not happy with that Moneyberg, of course, wasn't happy with that interaction. I attempted to have a civil conversation with Sean, asked him to stop telling lies about me and take a moment to speak with me in person. I lost the respect I had for him today when he behaved like a coward and tried to turn a sincere communication into a fraudulent theater performance for clicks and views. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and donate via Super Thanks.